Hello Hydrow, welcome back. It's Pete Donohoe here. Thanks so much for joining me. This is 15 minutes of everyday mobility without putting any stress on your knees, without kneeling on the ground. I know a few of you have requested that, so here it is. Take a little look at where we are. We're here at Lake Lucerne, this beautiful, beautifully manicured beach overlooking the mountains. This is a little bit of everything that we love. So thank you. Let's get on the ground. I'm going to start on my back. I'm going to start on my side. Have a look at me first. I want to stack my feet and knees together. I'm looking for that length from the top of my head right down to my tail. So if you feel like you've gotten a little bit of pressure or stress into your lower back, really think about reclaiming that length out of that body. My legs are stacked. My knees are directly in front of my hips. I've got the top hip bone over the bottom hip bone. I'm going to rest my top hand on top of my bottom hand. Now, I'll sometimes put a roller here on my neck if I need it, but today we're just going to do 5 reps. So we're going to do the following. I'm going to literally glide this arm back like I'm drawing a bow and a bow and arrow. Ready? Let's do this for 5, stacked together. Don't move the legs or hips. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. 1. And I've got my eyes following my elbow and shoulder. 2, because this is thoracic mobility. 3, it's a dynamic movement. 4, I'm not forcing anything. I'm just finding my way in here. 5, good, and relax. Not so hard. Same thing at the side. So where I place my legs is pretty important in terms of how I set my hips. I want to really keep my hips stacked so that they're not dysfunctional. I want to lock them in, keep those legs straight out in front of me. Again, same idea. Watch those shoulders so you don't let them sneak up into your ears. And gently, here we go for 5, not letting the legs move. Go. 1. Looks like I'm moving a little bit better on this side. 2. 3. Oh, so good. 4. Love that. And 5. Good. So we're going to repeat the position, but I'm going to change the movement of my top arm. So back in here, this arm will take my inside hand. I want to lock those legs together, really just to support, keeping them in place. My other hand, I want you to look at your thumb. I'll show you first. I want my eyes to follow my thumb as I'm keeping my arm close to the ground. I'm drawing this little semicircle. If you only go to there, that's great. If we can go a little bit further without forcing, that's also great. So wherever you are is perfect. Remember, this is training, not perfection. All right, gang, here we go for 5. Stacking those legs, eyes to follow with my thumb down, keeping the shoulders connected with the ribs. 3, 2, 1, here it is. Inhale as I open. Exhale as I close. That's 1. Good. Good, sliding up. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. 3, inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep those legs together. They want to drift. I know they do. 4. Oh, that's so good. 1 more. 5. And back around and relax. So we've moved our way from thoracic spine up into a little bit more of my upper back. Also my shoulders. My posture, even my chest, and even those muscles right between my ribs, my intercostals. So, squeeze the legs together, keep ourselves in place. Thumb pointing down, shoulder with the ribs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Again, no forcing, gang, right? Sometimes we feel like, well, if I work harder at this is going to get me a bigger return. Better is better. More is not better. So doing more, forcing further, is not always going to give you the same kind of return. That's a lie. It's never going to give you the same return. Not sugar-coated. Here's the 5th. Inhale. Exhale. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. And relax. Love it. All right. So, back on my back. Move my mic back. So I'm on my back, and I like to use the floor to help set my spine in place, just to give it some support. I'm going to bring the knees in together. Already engaging the little core. I'm going to do 5 circles, so I'm pulling the knees apart. Again, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get a little bit more freedom and functionality through our hips, through our back, really globally, without having to actually kneel on the ground. So we're going to do 5 circles. Here we are. 1, 2, and I'm up just to engage my core a little bit more. 3, 4, and 5 other direction. 1, nice and smooth. 2, 3, good. 4, love it. 5, and relax. Perfect. Okay, on the ground. Engage your core. Well, now what does that mean? People say engage my core. How do I do that? How do I do it without holding my breath? So what I'd like you to do is I want you to think about just drawing your belly button down into the ground. If that results in a little bit of a tuck out of the pelvis for the purposes here for engaging that core, that's not a bad thing to do. So belly button's in. The little activation there is though somebody's trying to poke me in the tummy and tight, but I'm still able to breathe. Maintaining this position, maintaining contact with my lower back in the ground, rest of my hands by my side. I'm going to do 5 gentle marches. Because again, still mobilizing my hips, but engaging my core to support these changes. Let's go for 5. 1, good. 1, nice. 2, and I'm not coming too far because I don't want to disrupt the alignment of my hips or back. 3, 3, nice. 4, 4, love it. Shoulders relaxed. 5, 5. Now when I add cues, that's not just for you, but that's also a reminder for myself. And what I've got to remind myself, I know I'm going to have to remind everybody else. So let's cross one leg onto the other. So put up myself into this figure 4, this pretzel position. I'm going to send my arms out wide. I want to rest in this position. We want no forcing. We're not about the forcing. The leg that holds you up, slide it in a wee little bit. And we're going to go both sides, both directions. So very gently, let's draw it off. So I've got my left leg. Let's draw up my left leg across without having to fall onto the ground. So I'm using my core to make sure I don't fall all the way over. And using my core to bring myself back up. Same thing on the side. And it's gentle. Good. So as I come across here, I can feel some QL, lower back, even outside of my hip, TFL. And as I come across to the other side, I engage a little bit more space through my IT band and my glute. So this is number 3. Again, we're going to do 5. Good. Now what I did, here's a little tip. Rest your knuckles on the ground, your palms facing up. That's going to help facilitate a little bit more relaxation around your neck and traps. Here's number 5. 5. And relax. Beautiful game. All right, reset that frame. Lined up with the feet and knees. Crossing the other leg. Holding. Relaxing. Stay long and strong in your spine. A little engagement through that core. Right and left for 5. 1. 1. And yes, the foot on the mat is helping me. 2, as well as my core. 2, nice. 3, so I have to use those abs. 3, to make sure I don't fall over or go too far. 4. 4, oh, a little crack. 5, a little adjustment. 5, oh, I love that. And relax. Perfect. All right, straighten out one leg, grab another. 5, dynamic hamstrings. And then we're going to sneak right up into the ankles and go 5, point and flex. Relaxed in the neck and shoulders, engaged through the core, aware of your hips position so we're not disrupted. Ready? Here we go. Nice and easy. 1, 2. So my goal is to think about pressing my heel 3 up towards the sky. 4 and pull 5. Now if your quad shakes a little bit, that's really fine. You're activating it. And again, as you notice, we're mobilizing our joints. So that as we mobilize our joints, well, we need some strength to help support those positions. Point and flex the toe. 1, 2. Oh, wow. 3. Done a lot of walking around the town of Lucerne. 4, 5. And pull the toes right down to those hips. Push your heels to the sky. Relax the neck. Stay with me for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. when we meet up for dinner, we walk everywhere, which is one of the things I really enjoy and appreciate about Lucerne. Here we go, same thing, 5. And, you know, people ride bikes around here. People walk everywhere. People take the train and the buses. But there's a lot more people out and about just, you know, walking. And I know that a lot of us in the US don't always have towns or environments where we can get out and walk. So, at the very least, get on your Hydrow, get some movement, and get on the floor. Pull out your mat. Here's 5, shoulders relaxed. I'm going to do a little point and flex. Now, for the most part, we can definitely walk around our neighborhood. We don't have a Switzerland or a Dublin to walk around. 4, 5, but my point is, make the most of what you've got where you are. Pull the big toe down in the hip, push that heel to this beautiful blue sky. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Love it. Perfect. All right, so we're off to a good start, gang. So let's take it onto our feet. So if I have to do a cat-cow exercise on the ground, of course I'm on my knees. So I'm going to show you a standing cat-cow. Feet are parallel, lined up with my hips, soft knees. I'm going to push my hips back. And all I'm going to do here is rest my hands on my knees. I'm going to pull my belly button up into my spine as I tuck my chin into my chest. And very gently, as I lift my hips, I draw my shoulders back. And again, let's do 5. Take our time, plenty of weight in my feet, in my heels preferably. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, nice. 3, perfect. 4, oh, love it. 5, and relax. Relax your way into a long spine. Good length from the top of your head right down through your tail. I'm going to take my right hand here onto my right thigh. I'm going to take my left hand across my ribs, shoulders down, and let's open for 5 without moving the hips, right? Don't let those hips move. Don't let those legs move. Let's go. 1, 2, nice and easy. 3, notice I don't turn in too much because I'm going to lose position. 4, or I run the risk of losing position. 5, good. Come up for a sec, same deal. Soft knees, hips back like I'm sitting back in a chair, good length. Hand on here, hand on ribs, shoulders down, so get them out of the neck, connect them with the ribs. 1, 2, nice. 3, 4, perfect. And 5, and relax. All right. So the big question could be, how do I open up my groin and my hip flexors if I'm not on the ground, kneeling on the ground? Well, let me show you. So I'm going to draw this triangular position. My feet are a bit wider than hip width. I'm going to take one foot and I'm going to step it back to the back of my mat. So I've basically drawn a triangle. I want to make sure that this heel is gently out. I want to keep this knee straight and this knee soft. Abs in, tuck that pelvis. As you tuck in those abs and you squeeze those glutes, you're going to drive that heel into the ground. I want to drift some of my weight into that front leg, but really push through that heel. The harder I can push through that heel, the more engagement I'm going to feel in here. Brace that core, squeeze those glutes. I'm even using my hands to help. Squeeze, tuck, lean in, and now reach gently. Now, a couple of things. Fingers to the sky, back heel into the floor. Push as hard as you can. Abs in, tuck the pelvis. A lot of things to think about, I know, but if you want to save your knees, and open your hips, hang with me. So make sure that back heel is pushed out. The toe's going to drift out, you're not going to feel it. Toe in, heel out, thumb squeeze, big reach. Still got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, good, tuck, 2, 1, and relax. Love it. Same thing other side, gang. Step it straight back. Watch it. It's going to want to do that. So we have to intervene. Heel out, leg lock, thumb in, core tucked, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Oh, I'm feeling that. Drive that heel into the ground. Reach. Give me some length as you push the heel down. Lean into that front bent knee. Make sure you got plenty of width. Experiment with this later. Reach, reach, reach. My abs are in, my bum is squeezed. The heel is pushed firmly into the floor, firmly, really hard. Flex that quad. If you're shaking, that's okay. You're onto it. You're onto a good thing. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. And relax. A little bit of width here, gang. Just experience it. A little glide to the right. 5 seconds. Just a little one. Stay in the heel. 5 seconds. Oh, that feels good. Thanks, gang. Thanks for joining me. Hit the favorite button if you like to do mobility, move around without stressing your knees. Come back. I'm Pete D. See you soon.